Good day. I hope you are well. This is Coach Bricks. I wanted to talk about in-season training, okay, and why it's so important, and this belief that you should train because you think you're overtraining when the season starts. This typically goes for junior high, high school kids. I ask you the question, parents and players: do you stop brushing your teeth in the summer because you don't have to go to school anymore, or do you continue to brush your teeth? Okay, if you're sick, okay, and some doctor gives you some medication to take, and it says take it for 10 days or whatever it is, do you stop just when you start to feel better? Most of you do it out because they say if you don't, things are going to come back worse, all this kind of stuff. But yet you follow those directions. Okay, if you see results such as math, okay, do you stop doing those things that got you the results or got you better? Or how about in the summer? Do we stop reading? Do we stop learning? Do we stop those things because school's over? These are things you have to answer, because when it comes to in-season training, for some reason, so many people think, I don't have time. It's not quite as important. My season's more important, you know what I mean? Going to my sports skill, my practices. Which, granted, you need to go to practices, and I understand it might be 5 times a week. But that means you need to change up then your routine when it comes to in-season training. You might have to change it up where you're only going 30 minutes or 45 minutes to get the workout in, to make sure you're doing the things correctly so you don't hurt yourself. Most injuries occur with most athletes at the beginning of a season if they're not in shape, okay? And at the end of the season when the body's broken down. Well, the body breaks down because they're not taking care of it during the season. Doing that sport over and over and over again, going to practice, is not taking care of the body. Actually, what you do is you break it down. The way you maintain and actually build and sustain what you got is you got to work out. So when people tell me, hey, I need to stop during the season because I don't have time, you got to find the time. You got to find the time, you got to put it in. Even if it's twice a week, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you have to put that in. You have to make sure you're working on the areas that could break down and could cause you problems. Because most athletes are imbalanced. I mean, it's just how the world is. We dominate on one side, so it tends to be one side stronger than the other side's weak, tight, whatever you want to call it, and that causes problems and issues with our bodies. So if you take a baseball player, one side tends to be much stronger because that's the side they're always constantly working. They don't work the other side, which is fine, but then you got to do stuff to counterbalance that outside of your sports. And if you're not, that's when issues come arise. Now, I know what people say to me, besides the time thing, okay, is, yeah, well, my son, last year had no issues, blah, blah, blah. We look too superficial. We look too short in the realm of stuff. What are you doing to your body that could be impairing it later on? So let's look at us parents. Many of us played sports. Many of us didn't take care of our bodies probably, or we did different things. Playing outside is actually taking care of your body. If we got more movement outside, free play, it would be more beneficial, in my honest opinion, than going to a gym. Okay, most people don't do that. Most people aren't ever going to do that, especially when you're young. So those kind of things can help mitigate problems later on. But most of us, bodies are broken down. So you ask parents, why? Okay, a lot of them could have been caused from injuries that we had during a season way back in elementary school. And people think I'm nuts. Trust me, working with people for 20-some years, I've experienced things that have showed me and opened my eyes to how many issues that we have that we could mitigate, but we don't, because we're not told the right information. Okay, so most people will tell you, hey, on that cut, that's why I tore my ACL, or that cut, that's why I hurt my ankle. That's not necessarily true. And in most cases, it's probably not true at all. Most of the cases, is the body's already been broken down. There's a weakness somewhere, and that just happened to occur. Could be wrong movement patterns, could be a couple different things. But a lot of these things could be mitigated if we take care of them all year long. And that includes in-season training. Change up the workout, shorten it up, but still get the work in the areas that you're deficient in. So if I'm a baseball player, I'm doing tons of rotational stuff constantly. Let's be honest, I'm swinging a bat, throwing a ball. There's a lot of rotational. So I got to do stuff to counter that to make sure my body's strong in other areas so it doesn't fall apart. But that's what we don't do. As soon as season comes, no time, I'm going to cut back on that part of it. Yet that might be one of the most important parts that you're cutting back on. So think about it in that respect is, would you stop brushing your teeth just because it's summertime? Do you stop learning just because school's out? Is that what we teach everybody? That's how it should be? Because if that's the case, then fine, don't work out during the season. But if you have common sense and you're saying, no, I still brush my teeth, I still do certain X, Y, and Z, I still shower, I still take care of my hygiene, okay? Or guess what? I'm still going to make sure that I continue to learn even outside of school, then I should be working in season as well. You cut it back 2 times a week. I'm telling you, it can be sufficient, 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops. Easily get it in, get a good strong workout in, and watch what happens in the human body. You'd be amazed how many things you can nip in the bud and mitigate. I can't tell you how many athletes that actually stayed with me in season this year and how many we kept on the field even though they had some injuries. All right, some minor things that started to creep up, some ankle issues maybe, or some low back. Boom, we caught them right away, and guess what? Boom, got rid of them, and they were fine, ready to go. Even people that thought, they're not coming back, they did this, we're out maybe a couple of days, boom, we got them back because they stayed on task of what they're doing. All right? Comment, let me know what you think. Questions, concerns, reach out. Have a blessed day. God bless you.